All right. Thank you again for letting me go through this with you. I just want to go through some information to help you kind of catch up with kind of where we're at as far as how we do business and help you understand the way things we do are different than other places. So we do have our upfront pricing. And the reason why we've gone that route is 83% of our guests basically said that they hated buying cars because of the negotiation piece of the process. Only 17% of people actually enjoyed that. So we really wanted to get away from that. And that's why we've gone to our upfront process. Now our pricing is determined by product availability, market demand, age, color, equipment, and then factory incentives and rebates are also figured into that. So there's a lot of different things that factor into that. But we're constantly actually looking at what market is on the vehicles and making sure we're priced accordingly. Okay. Now we do have our 7-day price protection guarantee, which the big thing there is we want to be very confident in our pricing and want you to be confident in our pricing. And basically, if you find the same vehicle less expensive within 7 days of purchase, we'll actually cut you a check for 110% of the difference. We're very confident in our pricing because we are doing that research, and that's why we offer our 7-day price protection guarantee. Now, it is pretty unique in that we're not paid on commission. We're actually paid on volume and graded on our guest satisfaction, so it's important to me to help you find the best possible vehicle at the best possible price. Okay? Now, we actually have a pretty unique trade process as well, because we have a third-party site that we use that kind of gives us a second idea of value on your vehicle. We have the Kelley Blue Book Instant Cash Offer. It's an actual cash offer. If we take that vehicle to auction, they'll cut us a check for it. Plus, we also give you Bergstrom's fair market value. You get the higher of that too. And those offers are good for 7 days. Okay? So it's important. We want to make sure we take care of you, so we want to try to get you the most for your trade. Now, how are you looking to purchase a vehicle? 92% of guests do have to finance. Are you going to be financing? Yeah, okay, so you're part of the 92% just like me. Most loans are anywhere from 24 to 60 months. We have seen more on the 60 to 72 side, even up to 84. Lenders don't have a requirement as far as down payment amounts, but they prefer somewhere between 20 and 30%. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Shorter term, lower interest typically is going to be paid. Longer term, lower monthly payment. So you kind of got to balance that depending on your budget. Rates, we don't set rates in-house. That's one thing to be aware of. So we're going to submit all the information over to the banks. The banks are going to make that determination. They're going to look at what you're buying. They're going to look at your history, how much you make versus how much you owe with various debts, stuff like that. So they'll tell us then what kind of rate that they'll approve you for. Okay? Now, one of the things that we do ask, do you know kind of where on the scale that your credit score falls? A plus means you're probably going to, you'll never miss a payment, always be ahead on your bills, things like that. And as you go down the scale, you know, everybody has struggles in life at times, so you may have had some things that kind of give you a hiccup a little bit down the way. Where do you feel you fall kind of on the scale? Kind of in that B area, it sounds like. So we have, the great part is we have plenty of programs that work with just about all of our guests. We can typically find a program, match that up with you and get you the best possible rate and payment. But we have 20 to 30 plus programs available to us. Okay. Now, as far as monthly payments, how is that determined? New vehicles, typically anywhere from $18 to $26 per month per $1,000 borrowed. Used goes up slightly just because the vehicle has a little bit of miles on it already, so there's a little more risk there. Okay. If you haven't leased before, leasing is a very interesting way of buying a car. If you're consistent in miles, it's a way that may work perfectly for you. Typically, you have to have less money up front. You get to get into a new vehicle every 2 to 3 years. 3 is your typical. Lower monthly payments, so it's usually less of a payment for the same vehicle than if you buy it. Typically, you can get a little bit more equipment for less money, but you only pay for the portion of the vehicle you use, and then you have that guaranteed future value. If it's not worth that, the residual at the end of the lease basically just turn it into back into the brand. Okay, so with everything we do, we have our upfront price clearly displayed. We aren't paid on commission. It's highly competitive pricing. We have our 7-day price protection guarantee. We also have our 7-day no questions asked money back guarantee. So if you're in that vehicle and you feel that, you know what, this just isn't the one for me, that's great. We'll take it back. No questions asked. Now, and we have financing options for pretty much most situations, and we have a great service department. Basically, we're driven to excellence. Basically, we're going to give you the best experience possible. What about what we've said do you like so far?